Hello, my dear. Come closer, get cozy under your blanket, and let Granny tell you something. Something a little different tonight. You know I always share my stories to comfort you, guide you, and help you feel loved. But every now and then, a story comes from a place deeper and colder, a place that still lingers quietly in my memory, like a whisper in the dark. Now, I want you to remember something very important. Even in the scariest of stories, you are safe. I am right here with you. You're not alone, my love. So if your heart flutters a little or your breath quickens, just take my hand, metaphorically, of course, and let me guide you through this with gentle words and a warm spirit. You see, I grew up in a very old house. A 2-story farmhouse that had stood since before the war. Wooden floors that creaked with secrets, wallpaper that peeled in corners like it was trying to escape, and a smell of lavender and dust that never quite left. It was the kind of home that held stories, generations of them, pressed between the floorboards and tucked into the rafters. I loved that house, even with its shadows. But one part of it, one part I never felt quite right in, was the upstairs hallway. It was narrow and long, with 5 doors leading off it, bedrooms and the old sewing room. And at the end of the hallway, there was a window that always stayed shut. But sometimes, child, sometimes it felt like that window was watching me. I must have been about 10 years old when the first strange thing happened. I remember waking up in the middle of the night. It wasn't a storm, not a nightmare either. I just woke, and as I lay there, in the quiet that only exists deep in the night, I heard it, the sound of soft footsteps in the hallway. Not heavy, adult footsteps. No, these were light, cautious, almost curious. I thought it was my little sister. She sleepwalked sometimes, poor thing. So I got up to help her, opened my bedroom door, and found the hallway completely empty. But the footsteps, they kept going. I heard them as clear as I hear your breathing when you fall asleep on the phone with me sometimes. They passed by me, invisible, brushing the air like a wind without a source, and then they stopped, right behind me. I turned fast, nothing, but my heart, oh my child, my heart beat so hard I thought it would break my ribs. Now, I didn't tell my parents. You know how adults can be. They'd have blamed the pipes or the wood settling, so I went back to bed. I pulled the covers up to my chin and whispered to myself the same way I whisper to you now. It's okay, you're safe. Granny's here. Well, back then, I said, Mama's here, but you get the idea. The weeks passed, things calmed, until one night I had a dream. Or maybe it wasn't a dream. I saw a girl, maybe a little older than me. Her hair was long, braided, tied with a faded blue ribbon. She stood at the foot of my bed, barefoot, with eyes that looked tired, not angry, not sad, just very, very tired. And she said, in a voice like dried leaves, I used to sleep here too. I woke up soaked in sweat, heart pounding, and when I turned on the light, that same blue ribbon was on the edge of my bed. I'd never seen it before. I kept it hidden in a box under my bed for years. It disappeared one day, just vanished. I wasn't surprised. You see, later I learned something. An old neighbor came to visit my mother one day, and I overheard them talking. She mentioned the family who lived in our house before us. They had a daughter who died during the influenza outbreak, back when medicine was still learning how to save people. Her name was Anna, and she had long brown hair and always wore blue ribbons. Now, I don't know if what I saw was Anna. I don't know if I dreamed her or if she truly visited me from wherever lost girls with tired eyes go. But I do know this. From that night on, the footsteps never came again. The hallway felt less cold, like whatever was restless had finally gone to sleep. Why am I telling you this, my sweet one? Because sometimes the things that scare us are just echoes, echoes of the past, of sadness, of confusion. They aren't there to hurt us. They're asking to be understood, remembered, even honored. And I want you to remember this, even in the darkest, most uncertain moments. You have your light, your warmth, your strength. You're not powerless. You're not alone. Even if the world feels strange or the shadows feel long, there's always something good to hold on to. Even in ghost stories, there is humanity. I don't believe that house was haunted by evil. I believe it was haunted by grief. And as a child, maybe I was open enough to feel it and old enough now to share it. So if ever in life you find yourself afraid, whether of the unknown, the future, or something your heart can't explain, I want you to pause, breathe, and whisper to yourself, like I would whisper to you, "It's okay, sweetheart. You're safe. Granny's here." You'll be amazed how comforting those words can be. Whether you're 20 or 70, we all need someone to tell us we're safe sometimes. Now, before you close those eyes, I'll ask you a little favor. If you enjoyed this story, if you felt even a little closer to me tonight, would you mind subscribing? It helps Granny keep whispering into the night, sharing these soft-spoken stories, and making sure no one ever has to feel alone before bed. Click that little button. Yes, the one that says subscribe. It means the world to me, truly. And as always, sleep well, my love. I'll be here, night after night, whispering warmth into your dreams. Even if we talk about ghosts from time to time. Good night, darling. And remember, leave a little night light on, just in case Anna ever comes by to say hello.